Yeah. No.
Every single time. Gotta ask.
Okay, anyway. You know what, Shane? You start us off with, since you're being so bitter.
Welcome to what week is it?
Six.
6 of the Community
Yes,
Pauper Challenge. There you go. Thank you guys all so much for being here. We are really, really excited, well, most of us, not me, to be playing our matches today. So, I'm going to start us off by having Arctic start us off.
Okay. Anyway, so as Shane said, thank you very much for joining us this week. I apologize for last week. We did not really. Oh yeah, Zane, you got to share your screen. We didn't really have a way to get to you guys, but unfortunately, due to some complications, we had to skip last week. That will not be happening often, I can assure you. But we're here this week. So, as always, I would like to thank Zane for hosting this. I want to thank Shane and everybody else for participating. And, well, I'm sure Mikey Ruru will just plug everything later, as he usually does, because I usually forget every single thing. Anyway, so the schedule for tonight, your first matchup is going to be ML Lobo versus Ulu Guru. That's going to be Lobo is on blue-red. What are we calling this deck? Anybody have a good name?
I don't know, it's just like kind of a spell slinger type deck. Yeah.
Blue-red Storm. We can just call it Blue-red Storm, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of, so it's going to be ML Lobo's blue-red Storm-ish deck against good old Phyclortronic. And as always, if you want to see these deck lists and you're watching this live, you can always go and check the link below the stream box. That's where you will find a link to our website, and you will always, as always, find a link to everybody that you can follow, everybody's YouTube stuff, and all of our Twitches and whatnot. For anybody who's watching on YouTube or watching the recording of this, that is communitypauperchallenge.weebly.com is where you can find all those deck lists. So, yeah. So that's going to be the first match. The second match for tonight is going to be Math Guy versus Jenstakov. We're going to see if Jen can break his 0 and 5 now?
Yeah, 0-5.
Your 0-5 record again, and stop Math Guy from being undefeated.
It's very
So
possible.
See if he can do that. It is very possible.
The
Then we're gonna
matchup is...
see... Oh, good.
I was going to say, the matchup is very super close.
What are you playing again? I know
Me?
Math Guy's. Yeah, I know
Rakdos
Math Guy's.
Control?
So that's Rakdos against Blue Red Delver, right?
Yep.
I think that's an okay match. I know Steve Jeltz, the creator, the real champion behind the Rakdos Control deck, would probably say it's a better matchup for Rakdos.
In my testing, I think it's 55-45 in favor of Blue Red Delver.
Okay.
Anyways.
See how that goes. Then you got the Aggro Hero. You got Littlefield against 420 Dragon. Blaze it. Then you got Kung Fu Trees against the Pauper MTG guys. So that'll be really fun. And then we're going to finish it off with what should be the best match of all time, unless you want to count Shane versus Jenstakov's somehow hour and 15-minute long Elves match that Mike Ruru and I had to sit through. The best match. We're going to see Mikey Ruru on 100,000 card teachings versus Nega Shane with blue-black flicker. Shane, do you have any
Yeah.
Shane, how do you feel about your matchup?
I don't know. I don't like my chances per se. I don't think, like, obviously I'll play my best and I'll probably break my computer a little bit, but it's really just, I don't like my chances. It's going to be very frustrating.
What you have to do is hope he taps out and that you have a god hand.
Pretty much.
Or what I have to do is hack him and, like, play for him and then murder him.
Okay, we're going to move
Let's
on from that one now.
do
We're
that.
going to go back to, we're going to make a right turn instead of going far left down the road that leads nowhere. The
Murder?
commentary for tonight. For for the first match is going to be Shane, Jen, and myself. We're going to go back to Season 1 commentating for that one. And then everybody's favorite commentating duo, I'm not even going to lie, everybody's favorite commentating duo, Mr. Mike Aruru and ML Lobo. If Mr. Lobo can stay up long enough, that would be your second commentary team. The third commentary team will be the great Pauper MTG guys, Dan and Rob, with Shane, because that's going to be fun. And then Kung Fu Trees versus Pauper MTG is going to be 420 Dragon, myself, and Jen. And then Mike Ruru versus Shane. Well, anyone can join. I don't really care who. Ice is probably going to be in here, so that's going to be fun. Zane is more than welcome to commentate as well. And I don't know about anybody else, but for Mike Ruru's sake, I hope that he makes the matchup take as long as humanly possible for our entertainment at Shane's expense. So, Shane, how's your week been?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How's your week been?
Good. I got a week off of not playing against teaching, so that was nice. Other than that, not much going on.
Wow, you live an exciting life.
Yes, I do.
Jen, how's your computer thing working out there?
No.
Wow,
But I started school this past Wednesday.
What a tough crowd. Yes, tell us about that while we get the first match underway.
I'm going to school for IT. I only have after this semester. I only have a year left. Other than that, I don't know. I'm taking like a PC forensics class. That's interesting.
All right. Well, thank God, as the first match is now up and we are ready to go whenever we give the two fine gentlemen the go ahead. All right, and we're good. So this is like I said, it's going to be old school Tron, which I know that Shane is very familiar with. 'Cause, you used to main that deck, right? This type of
Tron, yes. Rug Tron is one of my favorite. It's my second favorite Tron deck since I fell in love with Mono Green Tron. It's a really good deck. It just kind of lost favor because Tron and all that other stuff there. So it's very upsetting because it is one of my favorite decks.
Now, I gotta ask, what do you think the matchup is like against Lobo's deck? As we do have the deck list in front of us, if you want to just take a quick look at it.
I think it's honestly a really, really good matchup. If you look at Ulu Guru's hand right now with Fengreen Marauder, if you're playing against any burn-type deck, Fengreen Marauder, it's just basically, hey, guess what? No, you suck. So, yeah, Fengreen Marauder will be one of, if not the best card against this deck right now.
Cool. Oh, wow, he's got Tron already, doesn't he?
Yep.
But he only has one access to a color source.
Oh, that doesn't matter. You'll find it.
Unfortunately, Lobo missed his third land drop.
Okay, never mind. I misread. He's got 3 different arts for power plants, though.
I know, that confused me, and I hate it.
I was looking, I was like, he doesn't have Tron. It's like, oh, wait, he does.
Well, the only reason I knew is because I recognized the mine, and of course the tower is unique, and then that's the power plant that I use.
So he's actually going for Mole Drifter instead of Fengreen Marauder, which makes sense. You want to find more artifacts to crack for the Fengreen Marauder. And he does have a lot of interesting choices, such as Exhume. Yeah.
His deck. I forgot about that. So I wonder if we could very well see evoke Mole Drifter and Exhume it at some point, or even next turn if he draws another color source.
Definitely. And I mean, one of the problems with Tron is that your big creatures die to Doomblade, or they die to all of this other stuff. So it's having an Exhume to just, hey, you know that creature you just killed? I'm going to get it back. It's pretty good.
I wish that there was another Reanimator card in Pauper. I really wish that there was like a full Reanimator deck in Pauper, not just like the Arch Pressure combo deck or Kung Fu Trees.
I like Exhume though. I think Exhume is a fair Reanimator deck for this format. If you just went straight Reanimator, that could be broken so much.
I am perfectly fine with Exhume. I just wish there were more cards like Exhume, because I would love to see a Reanimator style deck. Because I mean, the graveyard hate in Pauper is so good anyway, between Relic, Nihil Spellbomb, among other Fairy Macabre, among other things.
And I would like to point out, as Math Guy pointed out in the chat, M. Loveboat does have his quote-unquote combo assembled right now. He has Tandem Lookout, which is soulbound with Thermal Alchemist. So every time Thermal Alchemist deals damage, he's going to draw a card, which means that, hey, I'm going to ping you, play an instant and sorcery, ping you again, play another instant and sorcery, etc., etc. So this is actually looking pretty good for M. Loveboat right now.
Unfortunately, these Rhystic studies, they don't do anything anymore.
Yeah,
they
Rhystic study
really
isn't
don't.
that great against Tron.
You know, I appreciate Loveboat trying the Rhystic study in this tournament, but I don't think that card's cutting it in this format much anymore.
I think it's an interesting card. I don't know how good it personally is, but it's definitely, it makes your opponent play a little bit more cautious, which could get him to, to assemble his combo easier.
Jen, what do you think about Rhystic study as a whole and Pauper?
I just don't think it's good enough. There's a lot of decks that, like, you can just ignore it. Like, with this style of deck, sometimes you can just ignore it. Just kill the creatures. Ignore the study. Like, if he draws more cards, whatever.
Yeah, I think there might be.
There's a lot of times where you just have an extra mana or two anyways.
Yeah, and I can see that. The longer there's so many different Tron decks in Pauper, so it's kind of like, oh, that 1 mana, that's not really going to matter much. Or even you drawing a card, I'm going to have such a board that I don't care about the card draw.
I find it interesting that Ulu Guru is attacking with his Muldrifter to let Loveboat draw cards. Is that what's going on?
I don't think the card draw is necessarily too important just yet. I do find it a bit odd, but
because he has Exhume in his hand, right?
Yeah. So I think that he's not really too worried about it just yet.
There's another Tandem Lookout, and Disrupt is literally going to be 1 mana draw card.
Oh, Disrupt. Hell, I love that card. I didn't know that was a card until this season, but wow, I love it so much now.
The art on it is so cool.
Yeah. It's such an annoying card. It's not good. Like 100% it's not good. But it annoys you so much that I love it.
And it's a good gotcha.
Yeah. It's like, oh hey, look at this, what's it called? What is it, the 1 mana? Oh, Spike?
Spell Pierce?
No, not Spell
Pierce. Force Spike.
Force Spike. I knew it was Spike. It's like, hey, look at this Force Spike that gets me to draw a card. Yay.
I actually like that.
What are the records for these two? I forgot.
I am not sure. Let me go ahead and check for you really quick.
Hulu is 2 and 3, and
Lobo is 1 and 4. So they're both very far behind in the standings. But it is pretty much anyone's game for the 3rd and 4th seed, as I think if Math Guy and Mr. Michael Ruru can keep winning, I'm pretty sure they lock up the 2. The cool thing is, if Math Guy wins this week, and if and or when
ignore my cat.
Michael Ruru. You see, Shane, I'm not counting you out, brother. If and when Mikey Ruru wins, they will be undefeated, and they play next week. So we will find out who will be the lone undefeated if that goes on, which would be cool. So there's
Am I theoretically still possibly in or no?
You are theoretically not last, is what you are at this point at 0-4. I think you are theoretically not last.
I'm not sure if I win just like win my next. Oh no! We're already past the halfway.
I'm pretty sure that like the few that are still left to get the 3rd and 4th seed at this point that are Math Guy and Ruru are Kung Fu Trees, 420 Dragon, Pauper, and Littlefield. I think are the only 4 left.
I told you I'd be the new Shane. I told you.
I think you and Lobo are pretty much fighting for your lives here to not go. Well, I do have. Well, I don't know if we can.
I would hold off. I'd hold off.
We're not going to announce that yet, but you get the point.
I love the fact that you trying to comfort him was, hey, I think there's a chance you're not last. Don't worry.
Hey, not last 2 means I have a chance for qualified. I don't have to qualify.
To be fair, Shane, all I really care about in this tournament is that you or don't get kicked down to the qualifier round. That's literally the main thing I care about.
Anyways,
you have like we should focus on the match a little bit. By the way,
yeah, that's
Probably
that.
should do.
it looks
Probably
like Uluguru now has 2 Fenrir Marauders on the board. Even with the combo assembled, that is a lot.
That's going to be a lot of damage. But there's
Yeah,
no artifacts to
yeah.
go to the graveyard right now, though.
Yeah, and the only way he can get any is just to draw them through
Yeah.
Muldrifter and just top decking.
And
He's already
Lobo
been-
is... Yeah, Lobo's drawing it. I don't mean to interrupt you, Jen. I apologize.
No, you're fine. But it only looks like he went through 2 stars, so there's still plenty in there.
And,
Yeah.
well, if you look at Lobo's board, he's going to have 2 flyers in the air. He's already got a lightning bolt in his hand, too. I mean, there is a Moment's Peace and a Mole Drifter, though, so that is obviously going to factor into a ton of things. Well, there's a Dispel.
This is a very interesting match. I would have almost automatically given it to Uluguru based on the opening hands, but this is actually looking pretty good for Lobo. I don't know if he'll still be able to win with 2 Fenrir Marauders, but still.
Lobo's going to bolt now, too. I wonder, why would you bolt now?
Just to get the card draw, just to do
sure,
it now.
sure.
Just to
And-
see what you're
and-
working with.
And not
Oh,
really
he's got-
bolting much for creatures either.
Actually,
Yeah.
wait. Does Lobo win next turn currently with a Firebolt in his graveyard?
8, 2, 3.
Never mind.
Nope.
Never mind.
He does not.
Yeah, never mind. All right, everyone, stop counting.
Yeah, that's a huge power in this deck. The fact that, hey, I have 2 5/5s, which are first of all amazing, that gave me 10 life each time I cracked
Yeah,
one of my spells.
he's gonna get to attack for 10 here too. He's gonna get to
Yeah.
crunch in for a lot.
God, I love this deck. It's a weird version of
This
it with
was-
Moment's Peace and Exhume, but I still
Yeah.
love this deck.
This was the first deck I think I ever recorded with. Was Rugtron, and I think I recorded it for Pauper Classic Tuesdays, and I went undefeated that night. The deck was so good.
Yeah, but Jugabog does take out the Firebolt if he goes down that low. He
Oh,
doesn't
you're right, he
need them
doesn't.
anymore. But still, oh god, a 3rd one?
I'm gonna go look that up. Yeah, I think Lobo, and I could be wrong here, Shane, but I think Lobo could have. Oh, HJC, thank you for following, dude. Thank you very
Hey,
much.
thanks, buddy. Love
Uh,
ya. That was actually my first sub. He's
Oh,
cool.
nice. He could have beaten 1 Fangren Marauder, right? Theoretically,
What was that?
he could theoretically beat 1 Fangren
Yeah.
Marauder. It was really the second one that put the nail in the coffin.
It depends on the how many artifacts Uluguru had. From the beginning, he didn't have many, so it was very, very possible for him to do it. But having 2 on the board now with a 3rd in hand, I don't think there's any real luck of Lovo fighting through all that.
Yeah, that's a lot of life gain at a very, very extremely quick pace.
Yeah, that's. I mean, he could easily right now, this very second, if he really wanted to go up to 38 life, and I don't
Actually-
think there's any way M Lobo could just generate that and not die.
You'd be proud of me, Shane. My first ever article on PMTGO was in fact Rugtron.
The Bugtron?
No,
Like,
Rugtron. This,
Oh, I
like
thought you
this
said
version of Tron.
Bugtron. I was
No,
like,
no.
ew. Yeah, I love Rugtron. It is. It's just so powerful in so many different ways. Oh, you like playing creatures? Here's a bunch of creatures. Oh, you like Rolling Thunder in the face for 1 million? Here, go ahead and do that. You like counter
Rolling
spells?
Thunder.
Sure, we got some of that too.
Oh, you like teachings for things? You can do that.
No, you can't. Shut up.
What about if I accumulated knowledge 4 times? Does that work for you, Shane?
Sure, go
What
ahead.
if I get one of them with mystical teachings? Does that work for you?
No. Shut up.
Oh man, I love you, Shane.
I kind of like you sometimes.
This is why we make fun of you, because we care.
We make fun of you because you know you won't cry yourself to sleep at night when I really do.
If I didn't
Oh,
like
man,
you, I'd just
math
not
guy-
talk to you.
Dude, Math Guy was just raging in the chat because there's mismatching lightning bolts on Ulu, I think on either Lobo's side?
It's on Lobo's side. He has an old beta one, and then there was like an M11 or 12, whatever, whichever one.
Someone get this man more beta lightning bolts on Magic Online. Not real life. No one needs that to spend that much money.
No, I need foil black bordered German ones. Blitzschlags.
You know the textless ones are like $50 now.
Are they only that much?
Yeah, I thought they would be more than that, but
Beta ones I think are like 100.
they're like 117 or something crazy like that.
The Judge promo ones, oh my god.
Oh god, those are.
I don't
He
care
got
for
him.
foils, and those are sexy.
Guys, he got him with the disrupt.
Nice.
The
Wait,
disrupt.
what? Oh, I just assumed that Ulagru had more mana than that. Nice.
Got him.
I mean, he's still probably going to lose this game, but that was pretty cool.
I know, but any time that you can disrupt something, it doesn't matter.
Especially
Anytime
against
you-
Tron.
Yeah, anytime you can disrupt successfully against Tron is just insane.
There you go.
Unfortunately, once the third Fang Marauder hits the table, that should be it. You know, one thing that Lobo's deck suffers from, and I know his deck would not be very good at casting them, but he doesn't have counter magic of any kind, like real counter magic, like counter spell, remove soul, exclude, anything of that sort. I
He
think
has a
his
lot
deck,
of soft counter, if anything.
yeah, I think his deck could benefit from playing exclude, maybe instead of Rhystic Study. I'm just not a huge fan of Rhystic Study personally, but that is just me.
Yeah, Rhystic Study, it just, like, as I was saying before, it can be a powerful card in certain metas with certain cards. In a meta so full of Tron decks, it's not that great, unfortunately.
Cards is Lobo drawn. Like, how many cards are left in his library?
It's one of those cards where you want it to be good.
25 cards left in his library.
How many are left in Gurus? So, Lobo's drawn 10 more cards than Guru, but the power of Fingered Marauder and sacking artifacts, it's starting to show its muscle, and here comes the third Marauder. That should be game.
And there's 2 more stars. That's 30 life.
Yeah, that's another 30 life, plus a Moldrifter to draw more cards. I really cannot imagine Lobo making a comeback here. Let's look at Lobo's list first. When we get the chance.
But no, Risk Study is one of those cards where, like, you want it to be good. You really do.
You
But
know,
can you actually make it good?
it's, you know what it is? It's the I don't know how many people here play Vintage, but it's the age-old problem of when Monastery Mentor came out in Vintage. Before Monastery Mentor was around, Mystic Remora was a heavily played card to counter Storm, to counter other blue decks. Obviously, it wasn't great against Dredge or Shops or anything, but it was still good against the blue mirrors. Especially out of, except from like Oath of Druids, but that was different. Now, why play Mystic Remora when you can just simply play a Mentor deck? You know, like, why try to play a Mystic Remora deck and play for the long game when you can just play Monastery Mentor and play for the short game? And I think that's what's going on here with Rhystic Study is why try to play for the grind game against your opponent with Rhystic Study when you can just, you know, play like Mana Ramp through Tron, or you could just play a faster aggro deck, or you could just play things like Augur Bolus and Gush to get increments of card advantage, you know?
Yeah, if you really want to think about it, if you're playing against an aggro deck, what is Rhystic Study? Cost 3? On turn 3, what do you have? You have a Nettle Sentinel, you have what's it called, Rancor, you have a Pit Skull Stock, whatever that guy is. So it's like you already. There you go. You already have so much, and against Tron, it's like, well, now I have so much mana, it doesn't matter. So it's just, I don't know. It's an interesting card, and I like it, but
you know, Mike makes a good point. Is this entire game, Lobo never went to burn the Fenrir Marauders. He always pointed the burn to the face to race them.
So he definitely. There is a possibility if he started focusing on the Marauders to get the Marauders out, he could have had a chance. But all that burn to the face has just been counteracted by all the Marauders.
But the thing is that for a while all we saw were 2 Firebolts, and 2 Firebolts doesn't kill a Fenrir Marauder.
Yeah.
So
well, he bolted a couple times.
Didn't he draw one bolt well after he used both firebolts though? He has 3 bolts in the graveyard. Oh, so you're right. Mike's right. He could have just killed the Fenrir Marauders outright.
I think he was just trying to race it though. 'Cause, like he got him to 8. He was down to 8, and he only had 1 Marauder, and then he didn't have any artifacts really.
Yeah, even now he's using the lightning bolt against his opponent, and his opponent has 15 life sitting on his board. I mean,
so much life.
You could say that he could respond to them, but Chain Lightning and Firebolts are sorceries. So they're not going to do anything.
Yeah, this just isn't looking. I don't think this is a good matchup for Emlove, though, either way.
No,
so
I
it's
think
just...
it's pretty bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, to be perfectly fair, I love Emlove, though. He's a fantastic brewer. He's amazing. But this is just not that great of a deck. Like, at all.
I think it's a deck with massive potential, but I think he tried to get too cutesy with it and happened to just run into a couple of matchups where the deck just wasn't able to really get ahead. I mean, against Mike's deck, the problem was Lobo just did not have anywhere near enough stuff. And, I mean, Mike's deck is just full of nothing but answers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then you look at this deck, it's that his game plan of not killing the Fenrir Marauders and trying to win the late game is really backfiring on him here.
I don't know if he's necessarily trying to win the late game. It's more just he's trying to race him so quickly, and he had a chance.
What I was saying was if he had tried to kill the Fenrir Marauders and tried to win a later game instead of trying to race. I think that this matchup, not this matchup, but this game in particular might have been going well different.
Yeah, but I mean, you never expect 3 Fenrir Marauders.
No,
even if they have 1 out. You don't say like, oh, well, he's going to get another one. And then when the second comes out, oh, he's going to get another one. It's more, oh, well, that sucks.
I'm curious. Well, there's no Rolling Thunder from Ulu Gurus, but he does have 3 Ulamog's Crushers that have been exceptionally absent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does not run
Alchemist is blue because of a card that Emlove, though, played. I can't remember the name of it.
Something Wisps. Whatever the blue Wisps is. Cerulean Wisps. There you go.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful card. So there is 1 Rolling Thunder in Uluguru's sideboard, but there is none in the main deck, so...
That is actually pretty interesting right now, what Mikey Ruru just mentioned. He can actually just redirect the other Chain Lightning to Emlove's face, or to another creature there, because he had the 2 prisms on the board, so he could get the double red there.
Oh, so he could have put...
Oh, he did. He copied him, but he decided to start killing the creatures instead.
Yeah, he didn't kill the Thermal Alchemist? Oh, he killed the lookout that was connected to or soul bonded to the Alchemist, I assume.
Yeah, and you make a good point, 6 is MTG. To be fair, though, even killing just 1 Fenrir with Burn, you break even if the opponent had just a single artifact to sack. Yeah. It just Fenrir Marauder against Burn of any sort. It's just... Yeah. You feel so bad.
6s, you're right. You are right. But the fact of the matter is that he had Tandem Lookout plus Thermal Alchemist going since, what, turn 3?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to imagine that he can race 15 or 20 life as opposed to racing... I mean, how many times did Ulaguru gain 15 life there?
At least twice.
Yeah, at least twice.
He's up to 38 right now, and he was down at some point to 12. Then he went back up. Then he went down to like 14.
Yeah, he's gained 60 life. My God. But 6s, no, you're perfectly right. It's just killing the Fenrir Marauders 1 by 1 and then trying to win a later game. I think is what Lobo had to try to do.
He maybe is trying to. Does he have enough in his deck to where he could just still go face and burn enough to go past the life gain, though?
I don't know.
Maybe because late game he may, if he can just if he could have just held off. Like,
Well,
there's
later
no
the-
more pressure, so
The
that's
Thermal
probably
Alchemist counts as 1 point per whatever spell you have, and the fact that he has so many spells in hand, it's possible he could have, but I
Oh,
think
did,
he did need to get rid of the Marauders first.
Did Lobo scoop
Yeah.
those in? Okay, so Lobo decided enough was enough to the Crusher, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at Lobo's deck list here. So, Lobo,
Not much there.
not much going on. I mean, the Dispels, I don't think they do much without looking at Uluguru's list, which, of course, both of these players have access to their lists, so their sideboarding might take a little bit. The Pyroblast is probably going to come in, right, because they counter Mole Drifter, among other things.
I kind of like Pyroblast, and I kind of sort of like Hydroblast, since if it's Rugtron.
Does Pyroblast counter anything other than Mole Drifter?
No, I don't think so. I
No,
think it's just
actually,
straight
no,
against
it doesn't.
Pyroblast. Yeah.
Hydroblast doesn't even counter anything. He only has two
Hydroblast
red
would do
spells
the
in
Rolling
deck.
Thunder sideboard, maybe.
That
He
makes
took out
sense.
4 Ristic Story and brought in 4 Pyroblast. Okay, so you can
That
fight
makes
Mole
sense.
Drifters. Yeah, I might have brought in Gorilla Shaman to have extra threats. Might have, but
Gorilla Shaman does also kill off some
it
of
does
the
kill
artifacts
Prophetic Prism and
at
stuff.
some
Yeah.
point.
And it forces
but-
them to kill stars ahead of time.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and look at Uluruguru.
Nope, that is his old list.
That is indeed Infinity. So I'm gonna.
But
I'm
it
gonna
looks
open
like
up
he
on
has
here.
2 Dispels, 1 Electricity, 1 Nihil Spellbomb, 1 Circle Protection Blue, 1 Circle Protection Red.
2
They leave
circle
no-
protection red.
Oh, sorry, 2 Circle Protection Red, you're right. 1 Leave No Trace, 1 Moment's Peace, a
Ugh.
Rolling Thunder, a Standard Bear, 2 Tangles, a Reaping the Graves, and a Deep Analysis.
This is not a good matchup for Lobo at all. There's one
no, not
cop
even
blue
close.
and 2 cop red. Theoretically,
Yeah.
he could just be completely locked out of the game at some point.
Yeah.
That is not good. There is
I
no
do-
enchantment, any destruction of any kind from Lobo's side.
I do want to point out that HJC said something really interesting in chat. Because
Yes.
this is Pyroblast and Hydroblast. This
Oh,
is
he's
not
right.
Red Elemental Blast or
He's right.
Blue Elemental Blast. So technically, Pyroblast and Hydroblast triggers the Alchemist without a target. You can target the land, and it says if it's red or if it's
Right.
blue, destroy it. But
That
since
is
it
actually-
isn't, it can technically be 1 more point of damage.
You're right.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of players like to oversee, like overlook and everything, too.
Mhm.
Yeah, for anyone who's wondering what Shane was just talking about, he's very much right. The difference between red and blue blast compared to Hydro and Pyro is that red and blue blast say counter or destroy target permanent, so it already has to be that color.
It's
Pyroblast-
counter target blue spell or destroy target blue permanent,
Right.
while Pyroblast says counter target blue spell if it's blue or if it's red, or destroy target permanent if it's red.
Right.
So you can target whatever.
You can
with
target a
Pyro-
land if you want. If it's not blue, it's still targeted. That's why people used to play Pyroblast so much in the old Storm decks, because even then it's still added to the Storm.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
actually, Raptor's right.
Yeah, that's what I was
overlooking
saying.
that too. Because
Technically, Pyroblast and Whiffs, it's just I'm gonna kill whatever creature you have.
Yeah,
We missed that.
yeah. Well, I didn't know Wisp could target your opponent's creatures until just
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, it's target
And,
creature.
oh, we're back in the match, and who's
Yep.
already got turn 3 Tron,
And turn 3 Tron
and
plus
he's gonna have
turn
turn
4
4
Crusher.
Crusher.
Yep.
Oh my God, Nega Shane is having a party in his pants right now.
I love this deck so much. Everything about this deck.
And
is
he's got a
just-
Haunted Fengraf to get it back if it's somehow. Oh, okay. this
And
game's-
he's got a Fengrim Marauder too. Ouch. Yeah, he also tried to save his Thermal Alchemist from Hydroblast
Oh,
with the Wisp.
Mike's
Wisp
yeah,
is
Mike's
actually
right
a
about
pretty
that.
interesting deck, the card.
Yeah,
All right.
it's
well,
a nice combo for sure.
yeah. So it looks
Well-
like he's just gonna play out the Marauder right now, Sim. I mean,
He's,
might as well.
Well, he probably knows that Lobo doesn't have a second red.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, he doesn't. He doesn't know that, but he's willing to take the chance that Lobo doesn't have 2 burn spells and a mountain.
Yeah, I think
Which,
Lobo just not having a lot of instant or sorceries right now is going to be a bit difficult.
There's a firebolt too, but that's unfortunately not enough to kill a Finger Marauder. But Thermal Alchemist could do some damage.
Yeah, but with Crusher, it's kind of just, hey, I don't care anymore.
HJC is looking to brew already. I like that.
Yeah. 4 Hydro, 4 Pyro, 4 Blue and Red Wisp, just to basically be like, I can kill off any creature with 2-card combo.
Serious. Excuse me.
He has his combo active. Well, not active yet. He needs to wait until Thermal Alchemist doesn't have
well, there's a Dispel, so Lightning Bolt's going to be cut off now.
Yeah.
But here comes down the big problem.
Oh.
And that is
Crusher.
Daddy Crusher. The meanest creature in Pauper history, for sure.
Big Daddy Crush is pretty... I think it's hilarious that in 8/8 it doesn't do anything. When it hits the battlefield, it's great.
And there's not much that blue or red can do against it.
Look at that. There's no attack from the Finger Marauder. I would have attacked there. I would have just been like no fear.
Probably worried about a bolt.
Yeah.
So he was tapped out of red.
Chain Lightning's a good draw. I don't think it does anything right now.
You know what this deck would benefit from over Rhystic Study? Manamorphose.
Yeah, I don't think you really care too much most of the time with that. I mean, you do want a lot of red, so I could see that, and it is a cantrip.
Yeah, I mean, it's free mana.
Yeah, true.
What is he? Is he firebolting the face? Yeah, it is.
Here's a